The rain had been falling for hours, drumming against the pavement, making the streets shimmer under the dim glow of streetlights. Jen sat in the quiet cafe, her hands wrapped around a cup of coffee that had long since gone cold. She wasn't sure how long she had been staring at the door, waiting. She should have left. The rational part of her mind told her that, but her heart, the foolish, aching part, kept her rooted in place, hoping he would come. And then he did. Max walked in, shaking off the rain from his coat, his dark eyes scanning the cafe until they found hers. For a moment, neither of them moved. The world outside continued, cars splashing through puddles, people rushing home, but inside, time had stilled. He made his way over, hesitating before pulling out the chair across from her. His presence was the same as it had always been, commanding, yet careful, as though he was afraid of breaking something fragile. "Hey," he said softly. She swallowed the lump in her throat. "Hey." Silence stretched between them, heavy with words left unspoken. She glanced at his hand resting on the table, so close yet worlds away. It wasn't fair that he still had this effect on her, that even now, when they both knew how this had to end, her heart still reached for him. "I wasn't sure you'd come," she admitted, forcing herself to meet his gaze. "I almost didn't." Max exhaled, running a hand through his damp hair. "I wasn't sure if seeing you would make it harder or easier, but I needed to see you, Jen, one last time." A wave of sadness washed over her, a familiar ache settling in her chest. They had known this day would come, the inevitable end to a relationship built on a foundation of impossible circumstances. He was moving across the country, pursuing a dream she couldn't be a part of, a dream that demanded a level of commitment she couldn't offer. Their lives, once intertwined, were now diverging paths, leading them in opposite directions. The cafe, usually a bustling hub of activity, felt strangely quiet, the silence emphasizing the gravity of their unspoken farewell. He reached across the small table, his fingers brushing hers, a fleeting touch that sparked a familiar warmth despite the coldness of the rain outside. She squeezed his hand, a silent acknowledgement of the bittersweet reality of their situation. The weight of unspoken words hung heavy in the air, a symphony of what-ifs and could-have-beens. They were two halves of a whole, tragically separated by circumstance. The coffee grew colder, the rain continued its relentless rhythm against the window panes, and they sat in silence, the unspoken words echoing the truth. They couldn't be. The time for goodbyes had come. As Max stood to leave, the rain outside seemed to intensify, mirroring the storm raging within her heart. She watched him go, the image of his retreating figure imprinted on her memory, a poignant reminder of a love that couldn't be.